This is going to be a pretty short video, and we're going to talk about your first irregular verb. Your first irregular verb in Latin that you'll learn is sum esse fui futurum. You have already seen a couple of these in your translations, in your chapter translations, est and sunt. You've seen some forms up. This is the verb. Now we're going to learn about how to form all three tenses that you know. So like English, Latin has some irregular verbs. This just means that their principal parts don't fit the usual patterns. See, there's no RE in this second principal part. All the principal parts looks pretty much different. So the to be verb in English is also irregular in Latin. And we say these are the forms of the to be verb in English: am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. They change. The translations change depending on the tense. So there's no normal pattern to verbs. We don't say walk, walked, walking, had walked. All those pretty much stay the same. Irregular verb does not. They just take practice to learn. And so these are the charts I want you to fill out. We've done present, imperfect, and future. These are the charts I want you to fill out in your chart book so that you have them ready. You have in your chart book, after the verbs, and several pages with irregular verbs listed in them. The very first one is the irregular to be verb. So take a moment to fill that out, and then I want to show you something that will help you into learning a pattern. If you take a look, do you see there's still an S? Remember our present tense ending, or OST, mus, tis, nt? Those endings are still there. The best thing to do now, anytime that you see it doesn't have an O in first person, it'll end with an M. So your two choices in Latin are O and M. You'll see them again. Here it's an O, here it's an M, probably because to say suo and erao is much harder than saying sum and aram. Right? We, as humans, we want to be smooth and say what's easy as possible. So here too, you've still got the S and you've got the T. You've got the mus, the tis, and the nt. And what's even easier about this one is the main one is ERA. Now, I realize that it doesn't match anything in there. You're just going to have to learn. And this one's a little different. You've got a sum and a sumus and an S and an estis and then an S and then a sunt. So this one's a little weird. You just need to say it over and over to yourself. Sum est est, sumus estis sunt. These will be on your midterm, so you have to learn them because it is one of the most common verbs no matter what language you're in, and you have to learn it. So again, in future, it's ero, eris, erit. You got a remus, eritis, eritis, erunt, erunt. So you can see all of those. Those are a little bit more fitting the pattern, just like the imperfect. The presents are the weirdest, and you're going to have to learn all of those. But get those down in your chart books, and then you'll be ready to go.